Welcome to my desk. Today I'm going to be drawing Neon Genesis Evangelion. So, Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's maybe like one of the most, or maybe even the most popular anime series of all time. Very influential, huge fan base, big deal. And I have seen it, but it's been like 5 or 6 years, I think, since I've last seen it. So my memory is a little bit blurry about it, but I'm going to try my best to talk about the series today while I draw. And I'm going to start with the protagonist of the series, Shinji. And Shinji's character is like a shy teenage boy tasked with saving humanity. And he has a lot of daddy issues. His father is the head of the organization, Nerve, that is responsible for stopping these giant creatures called angels, that are attacking the city and humanity. And the show is set like 25 years after a huge catastrophic event that wiped out most people. And yeah, the government is rebuilding in order to attack and kill off the aliens by creating these giant robots that are piloted by teenagers to fight the angels. And the story itself, or that premise, is not especially uncommon. It's part of a larger genre of, anime series called mecha, which is just like, the giant fighting robots. And I did watch a few other shows like this as a kid, or with that same premise or, genre. But they were all much more like light-hearted in nature, in tone. So in a lot of ways, this series is kind of like a subversion of the genre in that way. It's much darker and existential, And I didn't know that going in when I first started watching it. And I was really surprised by how sad it made me. It's a very dark and sad story, honestly, especially the ending. Well, for me, I think some people might not want to see it that way. because the sound design included a lot of like atmospheric, like the cicadas chirping in the background all the time. It's like very summery vibes as well. I think this series is actually perfect for a summer night. I might actually start watching it again. But yeah, I really enjoy it, but it also makes me really sad. And I'm not gonna lie, this character is a little bit sexualized. I do feel like you do see that a lot in anime series, but at the same time, she is a very strong character, and she's really driving the plot forward a lot, for the most part. So, and it's not anything to do with her being a woman. She's a leader, you know, in the organization. And yeah, there's another character too that she works closely with that's also a woman. That's really, really cool character as well. Alright. So that was Misato. And there's like another teenager that can also pilot Avas, which is the big robots, what they're called. I don't know if I said that. And her name is Ray. And Ray, very mysterious character. And you kind of get an explanation for why, but for most of the series, she's just quiet and cold. Especially towards Shinji, who has like a little bit of a crush on her, and it's very obvious. She definitely doesn't seem to feel that way towards him. And yeah, I think the story surrounding her character is probably the darkest for me. Really sad things happen to her, and I mean it's revealed over time, but really intense. She does end up becoming Shinji's friend, but yeah, anyways, I don't want to give too much away, I guess, in case you haven't seen it. I do recommend it, honestly. Even if you're not a big anime fan, I do think it's a good introduction to anime. And its, you know, its capabilities, I guess. And I do think that the style of anime from the 90s is especially nice and well done. It's not too clean. There's like a grittiness to it, and the colors are very vibrant, but also a little bit faded, you know? In a way that's very appealing to me, aesthetically. And like I said before, the sound design is really good, and the voice acting. I do have to say that I watched the English dub, so I don't know how the Japanese version sounds, but the English dub is good. And they did go on to make like feature films after the original run of the series. So famously, the last 2 episodes were very abstract. And I heard it was because of like budget cuts, so they kind of had to like put together a rough ending, and people were really disappointed by that. Okay, Okay, so I'm going to try my hand at one of the Avas, the first one. The one that Shinji pilots. And I did choose this kind of cropped image because I didn't want to try to draw the entire body. We'd be here all day. Because there's just so many details. Even just doing this seems like a big challenge for me. But I just did want to include an attempt at one of the robots because they just are really cool looking, and I would feel like I was chickening out if I didn't do it. But yeah, like I was saying before about the ending of the original series, I'm not sure if the whole budget cut thing is true, but my friend did tell me that, and I believe it, because they are very abstract, and people really didn't like the ending. But then, I think a few years later, because of, I guess, the fan response to the show, they got funded for a feature film where they retold the ending, and, you know, some of the events of the series from before. And that was much more traditional in its narrative. Because, yeah, the ending was very abstract, and it included a lot of, like, weird montages and scary imagery, just, like, sketches and stuff, instead of fully animated scenes. And then they went back and made another 2 feature films that retold the events of the rest of the series in a different way with different details. And I think I saw like a while ago a YouTube video explaining that those were like different timelines where things happened a little differently, and there's just so much lore and like all these different spin-offs and retellings and games that expanded on the story and built on the world, and it's honestly a lot, so much that I don't know about, that I would probably not even try to explain. But you know, that's not what this channel's about. You know, you don't come here for the facts, do you? I mean, maybe you do, but it's ASMR. But yeah, just all that to say that there's a lot going on behind the surface of just the series. And it's interesting, you know? Definitely a rabbit hole to sink in, you know? Or to go down. Oh wait, there's like a couple more details I want to add onto the head here. Just like a few more lines. I know it's not perfect, but, you know, just to like get a little bit closer. Okay, so that was Ava 1. Honestly, there's a lot more characters that I could have drawn, but I don't feel like it today. But, yeah. Well, I hope you like this one. Let me know in the comments if you've seen the series and what you thought of it. Or if I convinced you to watch it. And I will see you in the next one.